Thank you so much for joining us on how to kickstart your business with online reviews for real estate. Just some logistics before we get started. This webinar today will be 45 minutes in length. We will have a Q&A at the end. So feel free to, throughout the webinar, put in your questions in the chat box. And after the webinar portion of it, the demonstrations, I will address all your questions. My name is Reeti, and I founded Rank My Agent with our team with a single belief that we wanted to raise the bar in the industry and connect the very best real estate agents, such as yourself, to the public. There certainly was a lot of noise when we created Rank My Agent. This was in late 2013, early 2014 when we launched the project. And there was a lot of slander online. There was just really a hard time finding agents online, and we could see that the trend is moving towards this direction where people are searching online, and they will be searching more so for professionals. And we really found that there was a need to do this within Canada. And that's where, I started working on this project. I come from a technology background, having worked at the University of Toronto for a number of years, and also being licensed in Ontario as an agent, and recently in Alberta. So right now, I currently reside in Washington, D.C. Mom to 2 young kids, and yeah, you will see me hiking in the outdoors, especially when we were out in Alberta. That was one of our main pastimes there. Okay, so today's agenda is why online reviews impact you, benefits of collecting reviews, your online review strategy. Then I'll give you a live demo on how you can set up your profile. You all should have your access to your usernames and passwords to Rank My Agent, as your office has implemented the program for you. So if you don't have your username and password, you can certainly send us a note at support@rankmyagent.com, and we can provide that for you. So within this demo, we'll show you how you can set up that profile, how you can send and track review requests, how to optimize your RMA account so you can stand out on those Google searches. We'll show you how you can set up your Twitter syndication, how you can set up your profile so that it displays on various websites, including Realtor.ca, Remax.ca. We'll also show you how you can integrate any previous testimonials onto Rank My Agent. We do understand that you may be collecting reviews elsewhere, and we do have a method in which you could port those over to us, 20 of those. I'll speak more about that. We'll show you how you can respond to reviews and optimize reviews with photographs, with locations. And then I want to show you some real life examples from the industry within Canada to show you how agents are leveraging their reviews on RMA. Then I want to leave you with some key online review strategies that should help you for 2020 and beyond. Okay, so why are online reviews so important, and why do they impact you today? Well, even if you look at some stats from Google, 90% of people will research you before they call you. And I mean, that's not surprising now that, everyone wants to Google anything possible. So, before they pick up the phone, they do want to check if you do have any reviews, what the credibility and trust is like. When we look at real estate agents and we look at what do home buyers and sellers look at, they are looking for about 98%, like all of them mostly want an honest agent, a trustworthy agent, not surprising. And then they do want someone who has knowledge about the purchase process at 94%, and then of course responsiveness. So these are the key criteria that they are looking at. Our survey here at Rank My Agent was developed based on looking at this data, looking at what the home buyer seller desires from an agent. And then we survey your clients based on this data so that we can really understand, and the future potential client can also find a right fit for them. Now, online reviews certainly are mainstream. Just imagine that you're planning a trip. You look for the best flights to take, the best times. You look at the details of that. You look at hotels. You look at those reviews related to the hotel. And then, of course, with restaurants, where are you going to eat? Reviews do come in very critical in that step. So you can see that in our everyday main psyche, reviews are embodied in our culture. Looking at professionals, doctors get rated, professors, teachers, everyone, and now even, real estate agents. So I'm not sure if you are aware, but reviews are displayed on remax.ca, and these reviews are coming from Rank My Agent. So that's another reason why, as an agent, it's very important for you to have reviews. So, I just actually did a simple search for agents where on remax.ca, I put in Edmonton to find a Remax agent in Edmonton, and you can see that how the stars come up, and you can see how much of a difference it means to have some stars next to your name versus none. And what I would like to do today actually for you guys is make sure each and every agent from your office has this integration so that the stars do come up when you do collect those RMA reviews. Looking at Holden's profile here, you'll see the total number of reviews he has, what his ranking is. In fact, even when you go into his listing here, you'll see that there's a thumbnail with his photograph and his reviews. So you can see how important that is. And now, we look at Remax. That is one of the top sites right now in Canada for, traffic. And then, of course, we have REALTOR.ca. It was interesting. The Realtor Insight report came out about a week ago. And what they found was that there was nearly a 47% increase in Realtor profile views. Now, Realtor Profiles is something that every agent, every associate has within Canada. And you can integrate your reviews onto this profile as well. I will be talking more about that, but you can see that within a short time how much increase has taken place. And certainly I believe that it's because of the more rich data, the reviews and those elements being added, that's creating more interest for those profiles. To give you some example of what this looks like. So here is an active listing on Realtor.ca. You'll see Christine's listing, and then the Rank My Agent rating is displayed with the number of reviews. This is what the profile page looks like. They've created a little gallery that you can basically click through to read more reviews of this particular agent. The integration is actually pretty straightforward. We will talk more about that in the demo. Okay, so, we talked about the two important sites as a Remax agent and as an agent in Canada. Now, why does Google give so much importance to reviews? It's because the consumer really loves online reviews. That's what they've found. Because the consumer loves it so much, they give it a lot of love. And you can see the review signals, meaning the review quantity, the review velocity, the review diversity add to about 10% of the ranking factors that help you kind of, rise in those Google rankings. Just wanted to give you some examples here of doing a simple search. We did a simple search on Google Best Realtors in Edmonton. You can see how right after the whole section with the map and so on and what people ask them organically, you can see Rank My Agent there. And that's because, Google is just giving it a lot of love because the volume of reviews and just the content there that they find so rich and beneficial. So that's how that's happening organically. So here's some neighborhood specific results. I will show you how you can add geofarming areas into your profile so that you can also show up in certain neighborhoods. So just to summarize some of the benefits of review collections. So review really connects the online and offline information together. So for example, if I see lots of signs of homes that you've sold, I've seen a lot of those listing signs, I will go online and want to research you. And that's where, that trust would be so important. So your offline information and your online information really do form a puzzle. They form a solution to a puzzle, and you really do want both of those sides to be consistent. So I certainly encourage you to start collecting reviews because of that. They provide great SEO and geofarming as well. We'll show you how shortly on that. And then, certainly these reviews, they may be on Rank My Agent, but they also can go onto your own websites. They can go on to social media. So they really help you amplify your reach. Certainly they talk about your brand stories, your brand success as an office, as a team, as an individual. So it's a great way to really resonate and, connect with that future audience by having these stories. I also find that these stories are so rich in content that many times a potential client is almost sold that they want to work with this agent just by reading what they have been reading from, real clients. And then, great clients generation source, not a lead generation source, a client generation source. I hear that over and over again from agents that have been benefiting from the platform. Okay, so what is Rank My Agent? Well, you may have received a lot of material previously about what Rank My Agent is, but just to summarize, it's the Canadian leading online platform that connects professionals such as yourselves to the public. We do that based on verifiable reviews, and these reviews in turn help you generate more business and build your online reputation. All reviews on RMA are verified. So when I say that, I mean that they're based on firm closed transactions. And we even have an integration with Broker Wolf for you guys to easily send out those requests. And we do have open access to APIs that help you display these reviews on other platforms. So, as an agent, you're just starting out and you're wondering, what is the best review strategy and how can I really benefit from this whole program? Well, the first thing to do is really figure out what are the key sites for your industry in your area. So if you do a simple search on real estate reviews, you should take a look at that. Now, Rank My Agent fits really nicely into this with the whole integrations with REALTOR.ca and Remax.ca. So certainly that should be one of your choices where you do want to send out reviews. And then you should really look at the team strategy. What is your review strategy? And of course that starts off with providing that amazing customer experience so that you can get those wonderful reviews. When you sign a listing agreement and you have your weekly check-ins, it's so important for you to check how everything is going with your client and check if you could be doing anything better. This almost acts as a verbal survey just to see if there's anything you could enhance for them. And then also at this point, plant that seed that at the end of this deal, when we go firm, I would really like a review from you. It really means a lot to my business. Certainly, share that in your branding, like in your email signatures, read my reviews and, put that out that, reviews are something that you believe in so that they know that you will ask them. Now, you've reached that important milestone where you have firmed up that deal. That's when you would use our branded requester that we have built into Rank My Agent to request those reviews. And then you could follow up with the client via drips. Now you want to do this for each and every review, each and every transaction. And you also want to follow up with them and respond to them to thank them for the feedback. And this basically has to be repeated each and every time. It should be added to your business systems, and before you know it, you will start to increase in the number of reviews, and that is going to bring you more business. So, at this point, I am going to get into the demo of RMA. What I'm going to do is minimize my screen here and then take you to the live site. And one of the first things that I want to show you is how to set up your profile. So what we're going to do here is log into Rank My Agent. So I'm going to log in as my test agent here. So Sally is based out of Edmonton for today, and she's logged in. So you can see an agent tracker here on the left-hand side to see how other agents are doing in your area. This is where the basic news and basic information is usually posted for you. And then we have your reviews data here below. So one of the first things you want to do as you're getting your account set up is go to My Account, go to Edit Profile. And this is where you will start to populate basic details about yourself, including the photographs. So what you can do is if you need to edit the photograph, just cross it out here. And then you can, certainly edit, add a new photograph by dropping it in. I already have one in the library here, so I'm going to get that added. So basic details here, only change the password if you need to update it. Otherwise, leave this untouched, this area. And then, basic details about years in service, your bio, any designations, languages. Here's more information about your social media information, your Facebook, your Twitter handle. So you would basically populate this. And then your brokerage details. Make sure to list Alberta, St. Albert. If it's not already there for you, you can add that in. And so once this side is done, looking on to this side, we have a couple of options here, the specializations. You can basically, specialize in different types of properties, say that you work more with land, you'd make sure to add that, and acreage properties. So make sure you add these specializations. You're allowed up to 10. And then you have services, and then that, perhaps you focus more on the seniors, then you'd make sure you'd add the senior specialization. This is just going to help a potential client to learn more about you and see, if you are a good fit based on, what you have listed here. Now, I had talked about geofarming initially. So geofarming basically allows you to appear in searches by neighborhood, by city, by town. So you could basically from here pick a province that you focus on, and then I guess in our case St. Albert. We don't want to pick St. Albert. And then now if you want to add some neighborhoods that are not currently here, what we want to do is just click your city is not listed, and then you can type in the neighborhood name. We'll get that note from you, and we'll certainly get that in for you, and then you can pick that neighborhood. And so that's, and if we're missing a city, you can certainly, do the same to notify us about that. Now, so that's what we have available for geofarming. So I'm just actually going to check if we do have any neighborhoods. I guess currently we don't have any pockets within this, but certainly I think zoning down in certain neighborhoods that you recently sold in is a really great way to basically come up on those rankings, and also on Google as well. So that's very helpful. Now you can also add awards that you've recently received. So you can just, choose a file and then add it. And that's, so that would allow you to add rewards. Another way for you to make your profile really rich is to add videos. We have a little area, I believe here, where YouTube video or Vimeo video. And this would just allow you to, show those videos. Let me actually show you an example of an agent who's done a great job with Simon. Hunt. So I'll show you an example of an agent who has done a pretty good job with this profile, just by adding, those elements that we talked about. So you can see he has quite a few reviews based out of Calgary. And so this is the video option. He's added that video. We have a featured review option. Once you have more reviews, you can drop down and pick a review that you want to feature. So he's even gone ahead and added some photographs to reviews that have been posted. And you can see that does make a lot of difference as, you try to understand the inventory and what he has been working on. Okay, so let's get back into our dashboard now. So we talked about, the edit profile and how you can save your profile. Now, the next thing that you want to do after you get that profile all set up is to request a review. So let's hit the request review button here. Now, request review is quite straightforward. All we have to do is put in the email address of the client that you just firmed up the deal with. And it gets added to the recipients list. If you would like to add this client to your My Contacts list for future use, just check mark this, and the next time, after you send this email out, it will get added to your My Contacts list. So here is an email that is all ready for you. You can further personalize this email. You can change anything within here and then also save this as a template. The only thing to keep in mind is keep these links, all these anchor links that are here, untouched, as these are the links that we track to help you to track these review requests as they come in. But everything else can be changed. And once you're ready to, send it out, all you have to do is, if you want to change, keep the template that you just, changed, check mark this box, save a request review as template, and then you can also send yourself a copy. Once you're all done, click the send request button. You'll get a green notification like this, your request has been sent. And so that request gets sent. You can also add more than one recipient. I had only added one in my example, but by clicking on the and button, after adding each email address, you could add, send out the same request to a few of your clients. So I'm going to actually show you review stats to show you where you can see what's happening with that review. So this area basically allows you to see if that email got delivered, if the client viewed it, and if they started that survey. You can also see how that email looks like. So you can see it has your office details, your photograph, and that's the email. Okay, so this is how we send out those review requests. I'm just going to pop into my deck here for a second. So that's the review request component. Now, once you get a review, a survey completed back, what you'll get is a confirmation email such as this. And this comes to us, and it also comes to you right away. Basically, it shows you the property address. It shows you what the ranking and the review was like. You have two options here. You can either approve it. Approve it means that it meets our guidelines, and it will. You have told us that you greenlight it. Otherwise, you don't approve it. If you don't approve it, there could be some reasons. They could be, for example, it doesn't meet our review guidelines, it's slanderous, it's not a done deal, and that's where that review is put on hold and investigated for 14 days until we try to reach a resolution around that. So those are the two options, and you get this email every time. What you want to do actually is that you can still log into your dashboard as well. So say if you have missed that email, you can still go into reviews under my account. And once you are under my reviews, this is where you can see any review that's pending for you. And you can take action via your dashboard here. Sometimes you're going to see reviews that are awaiting moderation. Awaiting moderation means that perhaps your client has submitted a review, but they haven't verified the email address. So you're basically, it's awaiting moderation from our end, where we need to take a look at this and assess if it meets our guidelines and so on. Any flagged reviews would be sitting here, reviews that don't have a full property address. So if you ever receive that confirmation notice and you see right away the address is not full, what you need to do is just send us a quick email, just respond back to that email that we sent out, so this email, and just let us know that this is the full address. And that would just help us expedite. And you should expect that within about anywhere between 6 to about up to about 48 hours would be the processing time around this, depending on the timings and so on. Okay, so we talked about requesting reviews. Let's talk about our Twitter integration that we have. I would suggest do this with your Twitter business account. This is located in the edit profile area. And the Twitter integration is right here. Amplify your reviews. And what you do is you just basically click on the add sign here. And that would prompt you for the next steps with putting in your Twitter ID and just connecting, authorizing the app, so that any reviews that are posted on Rank My Agent that are 4+ can also stream onto your Twitter. The nice thing about this is they're hashtagged, so they would be hashtagged with your office location, so St. Albert. It's a great way to just build some traffic as well for that review. Okay, so I'm going to actually get back into my deck now and see how things are progressing. Okay, so widgets. Widgets are a single line of code, and they basically allow reviews to sit on your own website. So you no longer have to maintain your own testimonial area. You can use these widgets. So we have a narrow version. This is the narrow version of the widget, and we have a wide version. What you need to do is basically take the code here and copy it and add it to the HTML source code if you have access to that on your website. We do have a nice FAQ about all of this in our FAQs area, so that's located right in the bottom of the footer of the site. So if you look up widget information, you can gain more information about how to add it and what fields you can change to limit some data from showing and how big that widget needs to be. We find that a lot of agents are using this because it just simplifies updating your site. There are also some nice buttons that you could add as well. So we have these round ones, we have a square one. So certainly add those to your home pages on the testimonials areas of your sites. These are some buttons that you could also be using. Agents predominantly use these on their email signatures. So in order to do that, what you do is you would just right-click, save that image, and then you can add it to your email signature. Once again, that FAQ is located in the knowledge box, and let's see if I can. So if you put up, how do you add a button to your Gmail signature? Here's the help guide on that, so you can just follow this step by step. If you run into any issues, feel free to reach out to us about that as well. Happy to assist. Okay, so we've talked about the widgets. Let's now move on to other areas. Now, responding to reviews. You can respond to any reviews that are live on the site. And the way to do that is actually head over to your reviews area, my account reviews. So there is a section here with live reviews, and these are the ones that you can respond to. What you need to do is hover over the 3 dots and you see respond to review. If you click on those dots, what you'll see is the ability here to just, type in your message. You may have to initially log in via one of your social media, accounts, or create a desk quiz account. We're using a third party here for responding. It just helps generate a little bit more, I want to say, traffic and more, noise around, the response. It helps you get more traffic as well to your pages. So yeah, that's how you would respond to these reviews. Now, when you respond publicly. It doesn't go to that agent. It doesn't go via email, but it is public available on the site. And, we certainly encourage you to respond to all reviews. People are actually looking at how your response is framed and just, how you close on those reviews as well. Now, you can also add neighborhoods to your reviews, and to do that, all you have to do is click the add neighborhood, and then you can add that neighborhood. You can also add those photographs. I think I had shown you Simon's profile, and he had added lots of photographs to the various reviews. So all you do is go to the 3 dots here, manage photo, and then you can upload that photograph. Just make sure you have the permission from the client, and then, yeah. So that's how you would go ahead and add a little bit more richness to each review. Now let's talk about our Realtor.ca integration we have. Now, what we want to do actually is head over to member.realtor.ca, and you want to grab your RMA ID. So I'm going to show you where that is. Your RMA ID actually is in your dashboard. So just going to... So if you head over right to your dashboard, when you first log in, just on the left-hand side, we have what your unique ID is, and that's what you need. And also it's available in the widgets area. So Sally's ID is this. Yours will be unique, so you need to grab your own. And once you have this ID, just copy it. And then I'm gonna actually walk you through this integration by the FAQ. So if you search Realtor.ca, so once you've grabbed that ID, all you do is you log in via your board credentials onto Realtor Link using member.realtor.ca. And once you're there, on the left-hand side, you'll see your name, and then you'll see the ability to see your Realtor.ca profile. You head down to Realtor ratings and testimonials. This is where you would just paste in that ID that you just copied, and then you would click link. And this is a one-time integration. Once this is done, all those reviews would be showing on your active listings and on your profile. So I highly encourage you to go ahead and do this integration today. You don't need to wait until you have a review on Rank My Agent, because it's better to get all the system all ready. And then, once you have that review, it's already there. Okay, and it'll actually take about 45, well, it says here about 10 to 20 minutes, but I think it'll take probably around half an hour to 45 minutes or so before it gets propagated. Okay, so that's more about the Realtor.ca integration. We do have a Google integration as well. This Google integration basically allows reviews from Google to show on your Rank My Agent profile. This is done via an API integration we have with Google. This integration does not account for your Rank My Agent reviews. It just provides more breadth and more information for potential clients coming to your page. Now, when I started off the presentation, we talked about testimonials, and I understand that many of you have probably been in business for a number of years, and you may have collected reviews elsewhere. We have a testimonial template. This template allows you to fill it out, and then you can let us know, put the existing testimonial that you already have, the buyer seller's email address, and property address. And what we do is basically get it validated from that client, get those missing rankings that maybe we don't have because Google is more like up to 5 stars, and we have a survey based on certain metrics, and then yeah, we get that uploaded for you. We can offer that for up to 20 existing reviews that you already have. This is a great strategy actually as you're getting started on how you can start to have some presence on Rank My Agent and also those partner sites with those reviews. Now, let's talk about that Remax integration. The Remax integration is something that we do on our end. We do that using your Remax IDs, and we do have those. So I'm going to make a note here to make sure that everyone does have that integration all set, so that when you do get those reviews, those do show on Remax.ca. Now, we do also have integration with the homes.com sites. So I want to quickly just kind of walk you through how this looks like and how you can set this up. So what you need to do is go into Max Center. And once you're logged in with your credentials, you want to head over to the the little drop down here and pick partners. And that's where you will see Rank My Agent. You will see the logo here, and what you do is take your Rank My Agent ID, the same ID that you use for Realtor.ca, that's available on the dashboard, and just copy it here and then save. And this is what will be the option then. You'll see the Rank My Agent reviews on your personal Remax sites. Okay, so I definitely did cover a lot of information in this demo. Now we do have videos online available, and this webinar is being recorded, and we will send it out to you. So I hope it's not overwhelming, and once we get more acquainted with it, I think that it's going to be just very natural for you to use the processes and really leverage what has been built. I wanted to, at this point, share with you some examples of how agents within the country are leveraging online reviews. So this is an example of a sponsored ad that an agent had ran in Edmonton. And you can see that they're promoting their 5-star reviews from Rank My Agent, and they have a graphic here. Possibly they shared this with the geographic area that they recently sold in. So that's another way in which, you connect the offline with the online and, try to, build more trust for yourself. I've also seen this happening quite often where listing presentations repurpose reviews. So this agent from the Toronto area basically took his Rank My Agent reviews and repurposed them here into a beautiful listing presentation to be shared with prospective clients. And he encourages his clients to, go to the third-party site and, visit him there just to, help build that trust. Now, the reviews are great, and also video is wonderful as well with building trust. So the same agent on his homepage basically has this header here, basically saying, read our testimonials, go to the third-party sites, and then he links to his Rank My Agent and then YouTube. Also wanted to show you some great ways in which you can definitely promote yourself on social media. So this is on Instagram, and the review was from Rank My Agent and repurposed here. So you can see how just adds a little bit more breadth and information about each agent. Here's another example of an agent just sharing on Facebook how successful they've been. They've repurposed that review from My Agent. So they have lots of great information. They have the review, they have the organic, the photograph. You can see how real it looks when you see the photograph with that review. And then they have that branding as well. Some more examples, we talked about that Twitter integration. So that Twitter integration looks like this. It's basically one of these options here, like one of these, recommendations, like looking for an agent, this may help. And then it's hashtagged with the city and with a link to that particular review for Julie. Now, from SEO perspective, if you look at reviews, I did a search here for a team, the Move team based out of Edmonton, and you can see how well their page on Rank My Agent does organically. These stars are placed. And that's because of the coding on Rank My Agent uses rich snippets that allow the stars to appear. And you can also see in the Google Knowledge box, which is this box on the right-hand side showing reviews from the web. And you can see these reviews showing as well. Here's another example of what you could do. You could take some reviews from Rank My Agent that have been already published, and you could actually add them as photographs as well into your knowledge box. So that's what this agent had done. Now, I think this idea is really smart. What you can do is repurpose the review that you just recently received. And you just sold in a certain neighborhood. So what you can do is run a Facebook ad, taking the review that you just received, taking a photograph of the client that you just helped, close that deal with, and then putting a landing page with a home evaluation tool. I think this is just brilliant when you just recently, sold a home in a certain pocket and you're trying to get more listings in that neighborhood. So you make people aware of your great work, you give them a home evaluation tool, and you build trust with that review. So this is a great idea for the spring market. Also wanted to show you how agents are running ads using their Rank My Agent. So when I search for this agent's name, you can see the ads that are coming up with Rank My Agent, because he does want his potential clients to go to a site that he has been building his reviews and building trust. Agents have even started using on their listing signs, creating little sub banners with Read My Reviews. So here's an example of that. This summer, I was actually on my way to Banff, and I saw a huge billboard with an agent promoting his reviews on and using Rank My Agent. So he had quite a few reviews, but it was pretty amazing to see the evolution of the advertising and how agents have taken the offline and trying to bring their customer online and connect and build that trust. So, at this point, I want to leave you with some steps to help you win with reviews. If you haven't done this already, please complete your Rank My Agent profile. Make sure all those areas are complete. Add the videos, add the geofarming areas. Connect your reviews onto Realtor.ca. So you can do that today. We can help you with your Remax.ca integration. So I've made a note about that. And then you have the homes.com one, and then your own website as well. If you need any help along the way with that, our FAQs are right on the bottom of our website, or you can reach out to us. And make sure you start sending out review requests after you firm and close deals. Now, any clients in the past that you want to send out those requests, I would suggest look at your database and start numbering your clients with like 1, 2, 3, and try to go down that database and see who are the strongest supporters, who are the people that are really going to vouch for me, and start with those people first and start sending out those requests, and then see what happens, and then do it with the next and the next. And make some tangible goals for yourself that, you know, by the end of the month, I want 30 reviews on Rank My Agent. Within 3-4 months, I want maybe 100 reviews. So if you start making goals for yourself, you know, I really feel that you're going to have a lot of success with the program. And then certainly integrate it into your touch points, into your CRM systems. So, you know, at this point, I want to open up to any questions. So if you do have any question, if Chandra, you can help just type it in, and if the other people that are, you know, at homes. I'm just going to give it a few minutes here, another minute or two, to see if anything comes. Oh, okay. Okay, so, okay, I do see one question that just came in. So Ryan had a great question about, can you send a photo with the review, or can you only add it after you have received a review? Currently, you can only add a photograph after the review goes live, and that's added by yourself. Okay. Well, wonderful. You know, it truly was a pleasure to run this webinar with you guys. And, you know, I am wishing you guys all the very best, all the very success with using the platform, with online reviews. And if you need anything, here's my contact details. If you have a support question, you can reach support here. We certainly are here for you, to serve you and to help you with this whole platform, and to help you really get recognized in your community. Thank you so much once again for your time, and yeah, wishing you a wonderful day ahead.